Okay, gang, we're going to get started. Thanks so much for being here today. Today's session is called Learn About a Career in Live Entertainment, and we have an amazing group of speakers. We're recording today's session, and luckily I think our recording will work, unlike the last webinar. Yeah. Okay, anyway, it's going to be learning about a career in live entertainment, and you're also going to learn about an amazing conference called LDI 2025 that the founders of that conference are here today to talk to us about it. And the big news is that we are going to be there and we are inviting all of you to attend. So that's what we're going to find out about today. For those that this is the first time you're attending an Autism and Entertainment session, our mission is to increase employment for autistic talent in the entertainment industry. And we're doing that by making sure that employers consider expanding neurodiversity in their inclusion efforts, that people recognize that individuals on the spectrum have amazing talents and skills that they need to leverage, and that there are resources out there to help them hire you, such as paid internships and other sources of support from Regional Center and Department of Rehab. And then also, and this is really what today's webinar is about, is each of you are going to have your own career journey. And what we'd like to do is help you navigate your specific journey. If you're not already, we encourage you to become members of Autism and Entertainment. It's $10 a month or $100 a year for you to join. And by joining, you, one, support our initiative here, and we need money to help support us, but also there are sometimes special perks for members, such as studio tours, one-on-one discussions, all sorts of specific things that are just for members. I'm really happy to invite Jesse, Ellen, and Bill, who are going to all introduce themselves and speak to you more about a career in live entertainment and specifically about the LDI 2025 conference. Hi, Jesse, Ellen, and Bill. Let me spotlight you for everyone here. Now everybody can see your wonderful faces.
Hey.
Hello. Jesse, why don't we just let you get started and you can introduce yourself and your wonderful teammates.
All right, great. I'm Jessie Cybulski. I work as the show director for LDI, Live Design International. We are a trade show and a conference that's all about entertainment technology and the professionals that work in that industry. I started in school taking, doing a degree in film and TV production. And then I moved from Michigan to Los Angeles, where I began in like the art department, the wardrobe department, basically any PA job that I could get my hands on, working on commercials. And then eventually I ended up moving into television and doing 10 years art directing on the TV show CSI. At that time, we were filming out of Universal for on the 4 sound stages there. And so really kind of got my bearings working on the production side, not so much the technology side of film and production. And then I started to work, a lot of people that were part of the television and film industry were always having kind of special events that needed to be done. And so I started to take my skills and apply them to all the special events. And eventually I started to move into events full-time in events production, working freelance, doing lots of different like concerts and touring and any kind of production jobs I could get. And then eventually I took a show producer job with LDI. So I've kind of definitely adapted my skills as my passions have changed, and I'm now with the show. I will hand it over to Ellen, one of our original founders of LDI, who's been around with us for 38 years.
Just about. I'm Ellen Lamper-Grayo, and I am the creative director for Live Design, which is now our online publication, and for LDI. And I work very closely with Jesse. We develop all of the conference programming and the special events for LDI. And then for Live Design, I write a lot of articles about designers, in all of the different areas that we cover, both at LDI and in the magazine. And then we also use our online magazine as a major marketing tool to help support LDI. My background was originally in English. I was going to be an English major at NYU and very quickly switched to radio, television, and film production as well. I originally wanted to be, after wanting to be a writer, I wanted to be a documentary filmmaker, and then discovered that there's an enormous amount of fundraising involved in that, and you don't get a job exactly. So I got my master's degree in arts administration and theater management, and I have been a Broadway press agent for a long time, worked at a place called the Brooklyn Academy of Music for a long time, run a few film festivals, and then an old friend of mine, Pat Mackay, in 1988, said she was starting a trade show in the entertainment technology field. So here I am all these years later. And Bill, I'll introduce Bill, who actually started out with us about 20 years ago as an intern.
Yes. Hi, everybody. My name is Bill Dignight. I live in, this is the background is someone asked this. It's Marquette, Michigan, where I live. I am the production manager of LDI. I have been here almost 20 years now. I was starting to count it up. It's quite a bit. And I started out as a production assistant, intern, all those years ago, and have worked my way up. I'm also the department head of theater and dance at Northern Michigan University, where I'm a professor of theater. I got my start in the entertainment world by going to college and getting into theater and doing entertainment and really having a great time doing that, and then got my master's of fine arts in technical production and management at Florida State University. Still being a production assistant, eventually working my way up to head production assistant, assistant production manager, production manager. I started my own company, so I'm an entrepreneur. I have a couple of businesses, but I have an entertainment production company that I started with my twin brother. So if you see another person that looks like me, it's real. He's there. His name's Pat. If you're at the event, you'll definitely see him. Yeah, I've had a pretty exciting side on the technical side. So I'm a technical designer. I do lighting and sound and video and staging and stuff. I have been in a play once in a while, but I didn't do as much of the film and TV. I do a lot of concerts and music festivals and corporate trade shows and that kind of stuff. But it's all technical spectacle and the entertainment industry and being really exciting. And now I get to help train the next generation and work on that in my university kind of life as well. And I think the big thing about LDI, what I love about it is LDI is for everyone, and I really do mean for everyone. And it's amazing that we get to be here and speak with you all, because LDI is a place for you all. The LDI community values diverse voices, access, and inclusion. So like efforts like the Autism Entertainment totally align with our mission and expanding pathways into live events. Employers are excited about connecting with you all, and we have this types of efforts in our higher education institute at NMU, and LDI exemplifies it in the best way when as one of the leading entertainment conference, in my opinion, in the world.
So we have a video. We'll kind of kick off and give you a little teaser video of what the whole show looks like, and then we'll kind of dive into all the things that you could experience by coming and kind of forging a career.
I've always wanted to check this out. LDI in Vegas. It's kind of a no-brainer, right? The industry's biggest names, cutting-edge gear, all in one place. And I'm overdue for some inspiration. Could be a game changer. Worst case, I walk away with some fresh ideas. The networking alone could open doors I didn't even know existed.
Okay, thank you.
From the moment I put my badge on, it's on. The biggest names in the industry will be there. Designers, tech innovators, production pros. If I want to level up, this is where I need to be. And then, the show floor opens. That first moment, lights flashing, sound pumping, massive displays everywhere. It's like stepping into the future of live production. Every booth has something insane to check out. We're gonna take on the world. New lighting rigs, cutting-edge visuals. Tech I didn't even know existed. I can get hands-on with the latest gear, see mind-blowing designs in action, and pick up tricks from the best in the business. I could sit in on a live demo, learn something that changes the way I work. Or maybe I meet the right person at the right time. One conversation could open a door I didn't even know existed. And the networking, that alone could make the trip worth it. Big ideas, new connections, and let's be real, it's Vegas. Even if I just walk away inspired, that's a win. But what if I walk away with something bigger, a new connection, a way to advance my career? Yeah, I'm in.
We're gonna take on the world.
So that's kind of the attendee perspective of somebody coming to LDI. And you can see there's a lot of things going on there. Ellen, do you want to kind of give the overview of who's there and all the different paths?
Yeah. Like I said before, the show started in 1988, which was sort of the beginning of the huge rock and roll touring industry. And even though a lot of people involved had their roots in theater, which encompasses, theater, dance, opera, the sort of traditional performing arts, the rock and roll touring industry gave way to a lot of new companies, big automated fixtures, big trussing companies, all the stuff that goes out on the road. Some of those tours take out 21 trucks of gear, all of which you can find on our show floor. So the exhibitors are all of the people who make everything you need if you go to see a circus, on a cruise ship, all the entertainment venues, everything in a theme park, a theater, a concert tour, Cirque du Soleil, wherever you're going, anything you see on the stage will be on our show floor. And then we do a week's worth of training that goes along with that. That includes everything from hands-on, learning how to run a lighting console, a media server, all kinds of content creation. And I know some of the people here may have interest in, as Judy said before, animation, filmmaking, extended reality like XR studios. And there's a large crossover there too, because if you go to like a lot of the large concert tours these days, there's a huge video component. It's sort of everywhere. And a lot of the things that we teach are content creation using AI tools to help you do your design and content creation. So there's a lot of the same kind of tools and a lot of the same kind of outcome as in the animation and filmmaking side of things. Cutting edge software, a lot of things that people can use, either at home or in a studio and be part of a team that eventually comes together to go do one of these big, tours. And this year at LDI, one of the new things that we have is a full day that's called X Live, the concert touring sessions, which are leaders from the concert touring industry. And then in the rest of the conference, we have everything, like I said, all the hands-on things you can imagine, lasers, architectural lighting, all kinds of content creation, lighting consoles, media servers. And the conference also has sessions that covers all of those things as well on the 3 show days. So we really do a full week of training with something for everybody from every different aspect and every angle of the industry. And I think everyone is there. I mean, as you could see in that video, it's a very immersive environment. There's a lot going on the show floor. When you need to escape that, one of the corners of the show floor is called the Wellness Lounge, and it's produced by a nonprofit organization called Behind the Scenes. And it's a sort of quiet place to go sort of recharge your batteries, as it were. And there's a lot of sessions in there on mental health and wellness. And you can also just go off the floor, go out into a lounge, go into the classroom, sit down in a session, and sort of mix and match your time while you're there.
Yeah. So I'll show you a couple of things about the show. So when you're looking for a career in this business, I think I'm going to steal Bill's lines here, is that every handshake could be the next handshake that opens the career path door for you. And so the nice thing about LDI is that when you come to LDI, you basically have a choose your own adventure experience. So like Ellen said, in the meeting rooms, there's all the different conference sessions where you can just sit and listen to different panels, talk about different topics. You can explore the show floor and check out all of the booths that are putting on their own performances and demos of the technology. And then we have some dedicated opportunities. So prior to the show, usually in around April, Live Design and LDI, we have a diversity in design scholarship. And so individuals from all over the country apply for these scholarships, and LDI provides scholarship funding to their schools if they're in an undergrad program, studying any type of design in lighting, video, or sound. And then we welcome those students to come to LDI and experience that. And so that's one way to get started with LDI. And then this year, once you get there, I'm going to share my screen real quick and just kind of go through some of the highlights. So just a couple statistics about LDI. We have about 16,000 people there, spread out over the course of 10 days. People are coming in to take hands-on training, to attend talking session style panels, as well as to experience the show floor. There's about 350 exhibitors that you can visit, and all of them are showcasing different kind of gear, from cabling to lighting to sound. These are some photos. Is the picture bar in the way? There we go. So this is kind of a view of the show floor as it's getting built. And we have a whole internship program that I'll let Bill talk about. But this stage is also a way that you can get involved in it. Not so much this year, but for future years, where people are putting together truss, really doing kind of the hands-on work. When you arrive at LDI, you would go to registration and pick up your badge. And once you have that, you have access to everything. For one-on-one type career support, we have a couple different things going on. We have a portfolio review. Ellen, what is it? Oh, UNLV, the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. They have an entire day where you can bring a portfolio in, you can bring your work in, and they can go through it and give you some support, some guidance, some edits and advice around it. We also have a career fair this year, which is where Autism and Entertainment is going to be located. It's on the show floor. We have 11 different sponsors and partners that will be in that lounge. All of them are interested in meeting new people and in hiring. So this is a really good area to come and see what kind of jobs are open, what kind of recruitment, and what kind of career advice. For 3 days, over the course of 3 days, we will have over 25 different mentors and career coaches in that career fair. So if you're interested in different types of topics, you can sit down for 15 minutes with any of the coaches, more than once, as many times as you want, and talk to them about their expertise in a certain part of the field and kind of get advice around that. And a lot of the mentors that are volunteering to be a career coach are really kind of towards the end of their career, where they really want to pass the buck over to people that are getting in or wanting to move up higher into it. This photo right here is a picture of our diversity talks. So each year we have a panel that's all about diversity in live entertainment. And there's always really great speakers and really good audience engagement. So that's always a really nice session to join. Right here is what an average meeting room will look like. I think this course is specifically around rigging, where you can sit in and take a classroom style learning. This here is an example of just people that come together. In this photo, I can see some young career professionals as well as some of our scholarship winners. And, LDI does a really good job from the moment that people arrive. We try to make connections. And so one of the things that we have set up for Autism and Entertainment is a gentleman named Daniel Para. He's with All Star Productions, based out of Orange County, California. And so he's going to come in and be a tour guide for anyone from Autism and Entertainment that wants to go on a tour and kind of get a guided experience of LDI, or just need a little bit of conversation or introductions. This room, this dark room with the two LDI, this is our new technology breakfast. So on Sunday morning and Monday morning, which sorry, I think I skipped over that. Our show expo floor is open 3 days, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. It's open from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. And then we kick off in the morning at 9 a.m. with what we call the new technology breakfast, where all of the exhibitors, they come and take the stage for 3 to 4 minutes, and they tell you about what the latest and best piece of gear that they're going to show you this year. And they'll tell you their booth number. And then once the show floor opens, you can go visit them. We serve breakfast during that, so it's a nice little treat. This right here, our internship program and production assistant program, you're fully engaging in building the show. So for 10 days, we are in Las Vegas pulling LDI from the ground up. Again, Bill will tell a little bit more about how to get involved in that next year. As part of our career fair, we have a headshot lounge. So if you're looking for a more professional photo for your LinkedIn or your resume, you can come and get your photo taken for free. These are our diversity scholars. So we do an awards ceremony where we introduce them to the audience so that it gives face recognition and for them to connect with the industry as they're moving up in their careers. These are examples of different booths. So a lot of the booths are really immersive, where you can go inside and watch a laser show. You can play on an LED shuffleboard. This is our circle bar, where this is a glow motion technology, so you can watch automation. We have a backstage tour, which is not at the convention center. It's on the Saturday before the show opens, where from 8 in the morning till 11 p.m. at night, you get to go behind the scenes to about 6 different Las Vegas venues and learn all about the technology that is in their venues. This year, the major piece that we're visiting is we're going to Live nightclub, which is designed by Steve Lieberman, who's one of the world's greatest lighting designers. We are going to see Awakening, which is a show at the Wynn, which is a really incredible show. There's lots involved in here, and I'll share more information after this so you can see. Here's young professionals where they're just getting hands-on time. Like, you can walk up to any of these consoles and just kind of play with them and get a feel for what it is. In 2017 through 2019, LDI partnered with FEAT in Las Vegas, which is Families for Effective Autism Treatment. And at the time, we invited the whole Las Vegas local community into LDI so that everybody could come in and just start to have exposure to our industry and how, not just film and TV, but also live events all kind of work cohesively together. This is just one of the really fun booths. They're a lighting company, and they put on a whole carnival to showcase all the lights that they manufacture. This right here is free audio console training. So if you want to take an audio basics or a live sound mixing basics class, you can take that at no cost. Those courses are usually 60 to 90 minutes long. Furthering down, we have a little bit more, I would say it's not an intro class, it's beginner to intermediate, where if you're interested in video or lighting, we have busking classes. So that's where you can learn how to become a busker live in real time. So you learn for 2 days, and then at the end of the show, we have a busking competition that is mixed with a party. And right here, you can see the party. All these individuals in blue shirts are actually our production assistants working on LDI. And this is just a really fun way. There's popcorn and ice cream and a huge lighting and video show to enjoy. Moving down, one of the really special things about LDI is that with 350 exhibitors, this is just an individual booth here, Robe. They're one of the larger clients in lighting, manufacturing moving lights. And so the nice thing is that you could spend 3 days at LDI and almost feel like you're going to 100 different mini concerts. So every hour, at the top of the hour, Robe puts on a show in their booth. And then at the 15-minute mark, another booth will put on a performance. So it's a really cool thing to be able to go to that many little mini shows in one weekend. This is the behind the scenes wellness lounge Ellen told you about, where you can grab a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, and just kind of take some time out and talk about well-being, nutrition. working in all the conditions that live events and entertainment are.
You can even do a yoga class in there in the
Oh, yeah.
morning.
Can do yoga. This is rigging for anyone that's interested in kind of the working at heights type work. We teach safety courses and rope access. This is also for beginners. And this is where you learn how to build truss stuff from the ground up. And then you can learn how to work in harnesses and with different kinds of straps and stuff. This is just an example of someone that's, messing with a spotlight. And then over here is just another image of a really large booth that puts on shows. I'll also share this. One of the things about our show is it can be really, it's a lot, because the thing about working in live events is we're comprised of so many of us. So there's people like me who I'm more on the producer side. I'm the organizer, I'm the creative. Ellen as well. Ellen's the creative, that we're coming up with ideas and then we're collaborating with people like Bill that help bring them to life. And so I think one of the things that's really special is you can go from someone who's there working as a stagehand to working in design, who's a technician, a sound engineer. And so, like I said earlier, it really is a choose your own adventure where you can come to LDI and kind of be able to experience every aspect of live production. Our website is a really good resource if you're interested in coming. There's all the different areas. So you can learn about pro audio, rigging, architectural lighting, stage management, for those of you that are really organized and good at leading people, the career fair, the competitions, the conference, X Live, what Ellen told you about. And at the top of our website, there's all these things. So the attend is all the additional information and show hours, things like that. Special events over here. This is just all the really cool things that we have going on. This is the competition I was telling you about, the new technology breakfast where people promote their gear. And you can click on all these and get a little bit more sense of the schedule. So when you click on stuff, I'll go here real quick. So when you decide that you want to come, one of the best things to do is to go to the agenda and click on the full schedule. And on the left side, these are all the different topics that we have at LDI. Rigging, lighting, software, design, special effects, concerts, mental health. And you can go in here and kind of filter through and see what you're interested in, or you can just check everything out and just search by day and see what is going on each and every single day. And then you can kind of select the different things that you want to attend. And then I'll give you just another quick thing is this is what the LDI show floor looks like from a drawing. So when you come into the convention center in Las Vegas, you come into this really grand lobby with big LED screens and registration. And then when you walk onto the LDI show floor, it's pretty one of a kind. It's one of the only trade shows where you walk into a dark environment. And then once you get there, all of these boxes are the booths. And so you can go any which way you want. You can go in an organized way where you go up and down the different aisles. But this is as many different things as there are to visit. Back here is the career fair. It's also connected to a tech talk stage where we're going to have many sessions on careers and entertainment. This and the headshot lounge. This is where autism and entertainment will be. This is rigging. This is where you can take those hands-on rigging courses. There's also going to be a fun rock climbing wall over there. This is our behind the scenes wellness lounge. And then in the middle is all the exhibitors. And then over here is our circle bar, which is where our huge stage with lots of different sessions and our competitions are. And then this is our pro audio area where you can take all that free audio 101 basics type learning. So there's lots of good things to do here. And sometimes it can be really overwhelming. And I think what we always tell people is just come in and just begin. That's the best way. And we're all resources there. We have young career professionals and as well as people that are veterans in the industry. And so Ellen, Bill, myself, we have a big team of about 30 people. We are always there to support and help guide. If there's something that you're specifically interested in, we can help set you up for success ahead of time and kind of direct you on how to come and have a good time. So that's kind of the show. I'm going to pass it to Bill, who's going to tell you a little bit more about kind of the education and the
Yeah.
internships and stuff that we have.
Yeah, hi. I mean, Jesse covered so much great stuff, and I just would say that going to LDI, especially your first time, I feel like it's walking into like a living laboratory because you get to have the creative geniuses, the arts mad scientists, as I call them sometimes. You get to ask them the questions, the person that made the light that's designing it. So you're not only seeing the part of the environment here of making events or things, but it is the gear that is also being designed. And there's so many other jobs that you might work on. They have people that test the light board consoles, and their whole job is to try and break them and figure out where those flaws are. So it's a really wide opportunity. And it's a real world experience that puts you right in the center of the show and the entertainment. So I run the LDI production assistant program, and there is just a ton of opportunity to learn there. So it's an opportunity where in next spring is when we start taking applications for people that might want to come be a production assistant, and they get to be one of 40 young professionals, new professionals entering the industry, recent graduates that are excited about engaging in the industry, and they actually spend 10 days there. 9 days, 10 days. It's a long time in Las Vegas. Uh, Building all the shows. So we get there when there's nothing set up, and we are the last ones to leave when everything is all taken down. So we build all the different environments, and we help facilitate all the conference sessions. And the production assistants get to come in and have a hands-on experience with learning how to do load in, technical rehearsals, sometimes exhibitor support. With all the gear. So things that you might not get to experience, like a Grand Deme, you might be sitting in the training and learning about Grand Deme, which is a really fancy light board, or working on different rigging sessions or et cetera, sound or lighting or video. It's just so much fun. The community of the production assistants is really a wonderful environment, and there's also a really cool mentoring thing that happens within the production assistant program, because the industry looks to these production assistants and the young people, the people that are eager to enter the industry, like some of you on this Zoom here that want to get into the entertainment industry, are looking for you on that show floor. So when our production assistants have time to go to the different booths and talk to these vendors, or they're sitting in a conference session, you'd be really surprised what a hello and a handshake can do, or a high five, or just a hi, my name is, or asking a question to lead to a job, or to, hey, I am looking for someone. Oh, you're interested in that? I'm willing to train you. I'm willing to do that, because there's a huge need right now in the industry. There are not enough human beings to do all of the work and the exciting production that is needed. And it's a really wide gaze. I think a lot of times we think of like just the big concert tours, or sometimes theater, but it's music festivals, it's themed entertainment like Disney and theme parks and all those types of things. So there's work everywhere, and this is LDI is the place where the people that make the magic happen, and make it really these great big epic artistic things occurring around the world. That's where they gather every year. It's really cool. I mean, I always say this at LDI, you don't just watch the future of entertainment kind of existing, you help build it, because the conversations that happen here at LDI are what transitions into things that they might do. So that's always interesting. Um, I think it's definitely important to say that LDI is a place where someone that would say that I'm neurodiverse or something is going to be welcomed. I have many employees in my production company that would say that they're neurodiverse, and navigating that. And can be a superpower and a strength. And it's something that is very common among the entertainment world, because people need to be very ready to go in the industry, and there's some amazing strengths in the community. So when you're looking at this industry, it could probably be like you saw a lot and you're like, it's so big, but understand that it's a very welcoming environment and people really care about people there and really want to help and get people into the industry. We had last year someone that was a production assistant that's like, well, I was a security guard at a nightclub and I just wanted to learn how to do this. So they had spent a year working and like spending extra time when they weren't being a security guard to learn how to do lights. And then they came to LDI and they actually have a job now and they're there. So it's definitely a place where you can onboard. And there's a lot of what I'll call structured opportunities for you to meet someone because it can be a little nervous to go there. And so people like myself and Jesse and Ellen, we're always willing to scoot on over and make an introduction or have you meet someone. So.
There was a question when we were talking before, and I know that we probably all talk in shorthand because we live in this industry and we all have known each other for so long. But what is rigging?
Oh, that's a great question. So rigging is when you look up in a venue and you see all of the things hanging from the ceiling or the really big heavy things, and you're like, how is that not falling over? Or how did someone build it? Rigging and the rigging professionals are the folks that spend their time building the structures and kind of like erector sets or connects or Legos. They're the ones making sure that it's going to be safe and getting it all up in the air over people's heads and around them in these crazy environments. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, there's definitely some jargon, so I'm sorry if I used a technical term that not everyone knew. I apologize about that.
I'd also like to address Robert's question about how this all fits into the live entertainment industry. And like, if you go to a theme park, for example, or a cruise line, which you mention here, or like themed restaurants, like a theme park, there are a lot of live performances every single day. When you walk through Disney, you'll come across a small group singing outside of a theater. You'll go into a large arena kind of theater, will be like a Indiana Jones kind of a event that has lighting, rigging,
Mhm.
scenery, sound. Everything that you see on the show floor at LDI will show up in a theme
Mhm.
park, either in a live event or one of the, somebody mentioned stunt,
Stunt work. Yep.
yeah, the robotic stuff that Disney's been developing before for the theme parks. So there's like in the Disney theme park, for example, there's the live entertainment group that does the live shows with the living actors. And then there's the Imagineers who do all of the rides, the things like the Rock and Roller Coaster and Space Mountain and all of those things, which also have lighting and rigging and
Mhm.
technology. So everything you see on the show floor at LDI will go into every single one of these places that you mentioned. Goes into restaurants in terms of architectural lighting. It goes into cruise ships because they have big theaters. You can get a portable sound system and take it around so that your Elvis impersonator can sing any place on the ship. You know, anything that you can think of, the technology is at LDI to support it.
Yep.
Can
Yeah.
I,
If
oh,
I
Bill,
was going to say,
let me just kind of ask a question from Bill's perspective. So a lot of the people involved in autism and entertainment have been thinking about a film career, have been thinking about a career in animation. And and so for them, trying to open up a space in their brain to understand how well, if I go to this LDI 2025, how does that relate to all the work I've been doing? Is there a relationship to a career in the areas that I've been working on? What kind of, or does it make me more marketable in the field that I've been pursuing?
uh, definitely. Coming to LDI, if you go to the portfolio review, so even if you don't have a portfolio, you could go in there and have a conversation with industry professionals to say, these are my skill sets, and they might help guide you to help you take that next step forward. Everybody's on their own journey, and LDI can meet you where you're at on your personal journey. We're all
Right.
walking our own path, right? And
As
so,
Jesse mentioned before, we have the career fair this year, and there's one-on-one career coaching in there with about at least what, a dozen, 2 dozen professionals from all angles of the industry. And you can sign up online for a one-on-one coaching session with them.
Yep. And you'll see professionals. I always say that we're all multi-hyphenated creatives. I'm pretty sure we're sitting in front of one of Jessie's original paintings in her background right now. Uh, but you're gonna see people like one of our assistant production managers slash the one of the people that runs the Double Trouble production company for LDI is also a theme park lighting designer and haunted houses. He designs haunted houses all over the country. And you wouldn't think that's a big deal, but it's a big deal. Things that I've worked on, where you wouldn't think it's possible, but if anyone's ever been to Comic-Con, all the lights, all the stages, all the screens that are showing the content, I've helped produce Comic-Cons, or different things like that. But so say you're coming and you're worried about that first step, because it might be a big first step for you to come to LDI. Know that there's a bunch of different places for you to land, and there's tons of people right when you walk in the door that are going to say, I'm not sure what I want to do. I want to meet someone and I'm interested in this. You can go on the app and you can search those keywords, and it's going to tell you different booths that are companies related to that part of the industry. You can find speakers at different sessions that are going to be connected to that, because our conference is like a very diverse and multifaceted conference. So you're going to see all different perspectives of the entertainment and technology that's happening across all the different verticals within entertainment. But yeah, it can be a little nerve-wracking. I'll tell you, some of my production assistants that are getting degrees in theater, have been doing it for a couple of years, they get nervous when they come to LDI. But know that you shouldn't be, because once they get there, they're like, oh my gosh, these are all people that are interested in what I'm interested in. So as excited you are to talk about whatever, film, TV, lighting, any of that, there's somebody there that wants to talk to you about it just as much, I promise you.
I also think in terms of Judith's question about specifically intersecting with animation and filmmaking, that a lot of the things that we teach, the AI design tools, the content creation, all of the cutting edge software, all of that ties right into that. It's all visual. It's all, stuff that filmmakers would use.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing questions around
I see 3D, 4D and all that.
Yeah.
So 3D,
developing
3D
software.
theater is going to be I'm going to put on a pair of glasses or maybe an Oculus or something. 4D theater is what you're going to see maybe more in theme parks, where you might be wearing 3D glasses, but you're also going to have wind and there's going to be movement, and you might get sprayed with bubbles or whatever is happening there. But yeah, those immersive environment experiences are definitely becoming more 4D theater. So when you walk into any kind of environment, that's entertainment. In museums, if you hear things that are in exhibits, that's definitely creating immersive environments, and sound designers and lighting designers and et cetera. But yeah, it's definitely something, and you can use the app to connect with people or send messages, and there's tons of networking parties, and that might be, you're like, what do I do there? But everybody's going and doesn't know everybody, and we have structured things that we do. I run the new technology breakfast. So say you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do at LDI. Well, I can tell you, if you show up to the new technology breakfast with me as one of your hosts, I'm gonna create a networking environment where you're going to be like, hi, we're going to go talk to our neighbor, and we're going to say, what do you do? This is what I'm interested in. And people talk to each other. So we definitely build it into the environment and the experience to be able to lower that inertia and that barrier of like, how am I going to talk to someone? And it's a really small industry. I'm sure you've heard this before, and maybe some of your previous webinars, that everybody kind of knows everybody. So it's interesting if that person you might talk to might not be that lighting designer that you wanted to talk to, or in that part of the field. They probably, through a couple of degrees of separation, know somebody that's doing it. So it's definitely doable.
Let me take a minute, Bill, Jesse. Now, first of all, thank you. And I just wanted to share with our Autism and Entertainment attendees. So I just wanted to say that Jesse, Ellen, and Bill have been so generous to Autism and Entertainment when they recognize the importance of our community. Can you all hear me, by the way?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so this is the first year that we're going to be working with them, but they've given us a booth, and we're going to be in the career fair area, where we're going to be joined by Disney, by Princess Cruises, by a number of major production houses who are all looking for people to come and work for them. And so we're bringing a strong group of folks from Zavicon, and Marlene's going to be there. I'm going to be there, and we're going to be walking the floor. We're going to be trying to tell people about our organization and about you to help you find employment. But then in addition to that, LDI has made available a free pass for you. So I'm going to just quickly go to the Autism and Entertainment website. And if you go to our website and you just go to the home page, you'll see at the bottom, we always highlight events that are coming up. So here's our webinar here. Here's information about LDI Expo. If you click on the details information, you'll see all the information, and you'll also see what our promo code is, which is to get you the Autism and the LD Innovation Conference Pass, which has admittance to all these activities, which is valued at $859. And this is available to you, but if your parents go, or your educational partner, if you're at Spec Labs, maybe it's Jason, whatever, this is available to all of them. And then you can come and visit us in the Career Fair Lounge, where, as Jesse mentioned, Daniel Parra will be around from All Stars, and he will be able to help walk you around. So they've done a lot to make it available to all of you. I'm going to stop sharing but I'm so grateful to these folks. Plus, they're going to let us run a video about us that'll be running on the show floor. So thank you to Ellen, Bill, and Jesse for doing this, and we're looking forward to a strong partnership.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, great. And we're all here. So any questions that you think of afterwards, there was a couple of travel and logistics questions. Is the convention center has, in figuring out how to get yourself there, the convention center has a lot of walkable hotels that you can stay at and walk nearby. They've also built their monorail, which I think is like $7 for the week, or $3 or something like that, where if you stay a little bit further away and the hotels are a little bit cheaper, you can take the monorail and get there pretty easy. LDI has a lot of food while you're there. So there's breakfast every single morning. There's different snacks and drinks throughout the day. So really kind of budgeting yourself for lunch and dinner. And yeah, I think the nice thing about Vegas is it can kind of match everyone's budget depending on, what works for you.
Definitely. And what's nice that you're going to have a home base there is that you all, as this community, have a place to meet up. You kind of have your own little fortress there too, to connect and then relaunch out. So that'll be great.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know, sharing rooms and stuff, our productions, like we room up together. So like our interns and productions, they'll get a room for 2 people. So if any of you are friends and comfortable with each other, that's always a good way to travel with a buddy system and reduce cost. And on the LDI website, under attend, there is a hotel thing, and you can see all the hotels in our block and look at all the different pricing. And then there's hundreds of hotels that aren't in our block that, are a little bit further away. So lots of resources.
So Jesse, Kristen has a question. Kristen, you can take yourself off mute and ask your question.
Yes, my question is, does LDI have partnerships with hotels like Planet Hollywood, Caesar's Palace, and other establishments to make virtual graphics as promotions?
So less from the advertising and promotional side. A lot of the techs that work in those hotels in the various venues. So, if they're working in the nightclub or they're working in the lounge, they have their whole technology department. Those individuals are at LDI. And so the content creators usually work for, they don't usually work directly for the hotel. They usually work for a technology team. So specifically Visual Art Form, they are a video content building company. They are partnering with us for our VJ challenge. He's also the head of technology for all of the Tao group hospitality venues where we have some offsite tours that you can go to. We have one Monday morning that you could go to at no cost at Omnia. That's on our schedule. And we can introduce you to them. And so they make all of their own content and they bring it into those venues with them. And then the ones that you see on the hotels that maybe are like exterior facing, those are usually ad space. So that's when you want to get in connection with advertisers, which is a little bit different than LDI, I would say.
Okay, I think we only have time for one last question because I know you guys all have a meeting to get to. So I'll call on Robert. So you have a question, Robert?
Yes, so yeah. So does live entertainment involve some and holographic technology? Because I'm planning to use this technology with practical and visual effects for live action movies and TV and like make 4D and 3D theaters on top of everything else. And those 4D and 3D theaters are like the kind without glasses and like with holographic effects, which like could how do I say this? Could like go and sync with the movie along with the other effects in those 4D theaters, and
Yep.
like and with some trunk cars too, some trunk stunt cars and some trunk like creatures and characters. Yeah,
Yeah. Yes. So a lot of the people that are generating that technology are in those learning circles are definitely at LDI, and those conversations are being had for sure.
yeah. So basically, it could so basically all this could happen. Else could actually happen.
I mean, we can definitely have conversations there. I don't know if like the exact scenario you're saying is happening, but I think that there are all the pieces there. That's why I talk about LDI as a living laboratory. All the things, kind of like when you open up your like a toolbox, all the tools are there. Sometimes they're not presenting all the tools and the way that you would think to use them. But they're definitely there, and you could have those conversations. And I bet people would be interested to have that conversation with you at LDI.
Yeah, basically, like this is. I know this isn't happening yet, but this is the kind of thing I want to like pioneer, like innovate, like with this kind of technology, like Suntronics and holograms and like and how do I say 4D and 3D theaters with the glasses and and those 4D theaters having
Yep.
like holographic technology, all the graphic effects in sync with the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a conversation you could have there, and people would be interested in that because there are the LDI awards, which are actually, when you said innovation and pioneering, um, where it is supporting the new technology. What's the newest of the new? What's disrupting and what's exciting to the industry? So yeah, definitely.
And does it work for like 4D theaters and 3D theaters, like movie theaters in general specifically?
I think that people are definitely doing that in themed entertainment and theme parks. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
In the full
like
theaters that are in
yeah,
theme parks.
yeah, like not like 4D theaters like 4DX and Regal.
I think that's something I'd have to explore. I don't have a
Yeah.
perfect answer there.
Right.
I'm not
But
sure
yeah,
that those companies specifically are there, but a lot of the immersive technologies that
Yep.
are in those theaters are there.
yeah, cool. So
Three
like
people,
all
it's the
three
better
of
No,
you,
learning.
Bill, excuse me, Robert, I think we need to close up because it's just a minute after the hour, but I thank you and everybody for attending.
okay.
Jesse, Bill, Ellen, thank you so much. Any final words before we let you head off to your other meetings?
We'll see.
No,
you
but
at
thank you
LDI.
very much for having us. It's
Yeah,
great to
thanks for
share
having us.
everything
Yes.
about LDI with you, and we look forward to meeting you in Las Vegas. And if
Yeah.
anyone wants to come from the organization, your members, and they're interested in something very specific, you should let us know, and we can try to tailor something for them.
All right,
Thank
well,
you,
thank you all.
everybody.
Everyone, thank you.
Bye, everybody.
So
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks,
Thank
Bill.
you.
Thanks, Ellen. Thanks,
Bye
Jesse. Thanks.
everyone.